Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining me here on this Tuesday afternoon. I thought I would just hop online quickly and just explain a little bit more about what the higher self is and why it is important to connect to one's higher self. So this is especially for those of you that are not quite sure what it's all about and perhaps do know what it's about but have had trouble to connect with your higher self. Okay, so what is the higher self? Your higher self is that part of you that is bigger than you. To put it, the easiest way I can describe it is to say it's your soul. It is that deeper part of you. It is that part of you that is bigger than you. It is that part of you that knows all. And that brings us to why is it important to connect to your higher self? So first and foremost, when you connect with your higher self, and the more you do it, the more you start learning about who you really are and what your real purpose is and how amazing you are. Because this is something most of us don't realize. We're so programmed to believe that we have to be less than somehow, that we're not worthy somehow, that we are not important somehow. And the truth is that every single one of us has value. Every single one of us has worth. Every single one of us has a place on this earth and a reason for being here. Every single one of us are aware in some form or another that there's more to life than just this three-dimensional physical world that we're finding ourselves in. And if you feel like that's you, and you've never tried this before, I urge you to try this. I urge you to try and connect with your higher self daily. And try and spend, especially in the beginning, try and spend at least 10 minutes a day just being with that part of you. And I will explain just now how to achieve this. And the reason why is people are often looking to their guides and their guides for help. And in fact, this actually came up in the live channeling session that we had last night. People become so fixated on their spirit guides and God, the universe, and so on. And yes, it's all important. They're all important. They have their roles to play. But the first most important being, if you like, that you need to connect with is your higher self, your true self, that true part of you, that purest part of you without the ego, that is just purely your soul and who you are. And what you will start finding is you will start realizing in this space your connection with the universe, how you fit in, where you fit in. And you will become aware of how expansive your consciousness is, because that's truly as well what your higher self is. Your higher self is connected to everything. It's connected to every part of the universe, because we are part of the universe. We are part of great consciousness. We are part of all of creation in all levels of the multiverse. So it doesn't matter what being you are, it's not just us humans. All beings are part of the greater consciousness, and in turn, so are we. Okay, so when you connect to your higher self and you start to really get to know your true self, you find that there's so much more to live for. You start realizing what is truly important. And you start evaluating life and looking at life in a whole new way. It brings a whole new perspective to living, to being here in your current time and space that you are expressing and living in. It also makes for much deeper and more profound healing. It makes for much deeper and better self-work, healing on all levels. So not only emotional or mental healing, but also physical healing. Your higher self has all the answers. So if you have questions that you want to ask, and in fact, if your greatest desire is to, connect with your ancestors or your spirit guides, first connect with your higher self. And then through your higher self, connect with them. That way you also won't be fooled by those that are portraying themselves or putting themselves forward as beings that truly want to help you, but actually they've got their own agenda and they're a bit mischievous. Now, this is not true for all spirit guides. Those of you with great intuition and discernment will be able to realize which beings are truly of love and light with a high agenda, the highest agenda for the highest good of all, including yours, and those that are not. But for many people, this is a difficult thing to discern. So if you're connecting with your higher self, your true self, it is a much safer space to connect to the rest of the universe to. It's a much safer space to connect to spirit guides and ancestors. It's much easier to practice discernment. And the higher self itself has more answers and has a more direct link with greater consciousness, if that makes sense. So in this way, you can connect with God energy, source energy, the universe, whatever you would like to call it. It's a much more direct link. It's a much purer link. And while we're on the topic, so some of us with our higher selves have got a lot of repeating patterns, not necessarily good patterns that are happening in our lives, and often over many lifetimes. And on that note, I want to invite you to connect with me personally if you've recognized this and would like to clear those karmic patterns or karmic things that hold you back. Okay, so that's just a little side note. Now, let's get ready to connect with our higher self. We do not have to do a long, deep, drawn-out meditation. You can do this very quickly and easily. Okay, the first thing I want you to do is to close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and just get yourself into a more relaxed and grounded state. Just become of yourself inside your body, letting yourself come fully into your body, becoming aware of everything in your body, that you're here, fully here, present right now. Okay. And if you want to extend this practice and just ground, clear, and protect, you can do so. It will absolutely aid in this practice. But for now, the most important thing at any time of the day is just being present right now in the moment. And then take a deep breath in, focus on your heart space and your solar plexus, which lies between your heart and your navel. It's that space where you get butterflies sometimes, that space where you feel your inner strength or perhaps your anxiety or nervousness. But right now, because we're connecting it with our heart space, the center of our energy bodies, the key to all things. Love is truly the key to all things. Love is the strongest, most powerful energy. Okay. So when you're doing it through your heart space, you will feel much safer and secure. All right, deep breath in. Connecting with your heart, focusing on your heart and your solar plexus. And then just allow yourself to go into a mild meditative state and invite your highest self. You can say it out loud. If you say things out loud, it has a lot more power. I invite the highest, purest form of my true self, my higher self, to come into this space and be with me now. That's it. And you may feel your higher self just as a bigger energy around you, just feeling love and support. You may feel it hovering above you or in front of you, maybe. You may even see your higher self. Now, remember, we all have different abilities and different senses. Some of you will be stronger visually. Some of you will maybe hear something. Some of you may smell something. Some of you will just feel something. Some of you will just know. Any or all of these are absolutely fine. Don't judge how it happens for you. Just be aware in whichever way that is for you. Okay. And some of you, the more you connect and the more you also open your third eye, you can sometimes do this just by massaging your third eye. You may even be able to see your higher self and see how beautiful your soul is. Again, this is not necessary. It is not necessary to see your higher self, to feel the powerful energy that is from your higher self. And the more time you spend in this space with your higher self, the more you will feel whole and complete and safe and love and support. So check in with your higher self as often as you can, but take at least 10 minutes every day to connect to your higher self. And if you are very much interested in manifestation, connecting with your higher self and getting to this space will really help you to become a much more powerful manifestor and a much more intentional manifestor. Manifesting that which is truly for your highest good, highest purpose, and the most joy in your life. I hope you enjoyed this. This was just a short little live just to give you a little bit more insight into your higher self. If you have any questions, please comment below. I'll be happy to answer any questions. If you need any assistance, please contact me. I'm here and I hope to be teaching you something else very soon. Sending you lots and lots of love and light and happiness and joy. Thank you very much.